the Commission on Population Development wishes to speak. Ms. Maylene Mirasol Kiray.
Gandang umaga po. We just want to complement yung what Yusek Tapales has said. Actually, it's the very young adolescents, age 10 to 14. The cases are increasing po. So from more than 2,300 to more than 3,400 in 2023, ayon po sa Philippine Statistics Authority. And also, yung adolescent fathers din po, nag-i-increase din po according to this data. And tama po si Yusek Tapales, yun pong if you break it in single years, yun pong mga nabubuntis na bata, mas matatanda po talaga yung nakakabuntis. Tapos meron pa pong mga senior citizen, doon po sa mga data na makikita po. So it's also alarming po that only 10% of Filipino parents communicate about sexuality with their adolescent children. So ayon po yun sa isang research, Young Adult Fertility and Sexuality Study.
Sige, Ma'am Kiray, hindi ko alam kung ano rin mo. Again, we go back. Ano? You again love this term sexuality. So from your point of view, the agency's point of view, walang difference ang sex education, the term sex education and comprehensive sexuality education.
Kami po sa komisyon, we are pushing for and supporting ayon sa Philippine Population and Development Plan of Action which was approved through Memorandum Circular 40 po na ang comprehensive sexuality education na isa sa mga strategiya para to prevent and address then repeat pregnancies. Kasi before age 20, makikita...
Again, ma'am, ayan na naman, panlilin lang na naman eh. What is the definition of sexuality? Sige po, sa inyo.
Kung ano po yung na-read po ng DepEd, yun po yung aming sinusupport.
So yung UNESCO again, international again. Kasi yun ang kanila, it's the UNESCO. Yun yung ano nila, basis nila. So even you.
And the RPRH law po, how the responsible parenthood and reproductive health
RH
law
law.
defines.
Point out sa RH law kung saan naka-define yung sexuality. Sige, point out now.
Sige po,
Walang ganyan. You are fooling the Filipino people. Walang ganyan na term. Walang comprehensive sexuality education sa RH law.
Reproductive health education.
Oh,
po
see?
yung sa-
You know, linoloko mo kami by that answer, giving us RH law. Naipit ka lang, aminin mo, wala naman pala doon. So again, yung basis ninyo is the UNESCO, an international agreement. Correct?
Based on DepEd po.
Bakit na yun?
Your Honor.
Pasa na, DepEd na lang. Sila may kasalanan, sumunod kayo. Tama?
Hindi naman po, sir. Basta,
Sexuality as defined po doon, ano? Also goes to, ano ang problema na sinasabi nyo sa amin? Teenage pregnancy, di ba? Okay. Pero yung definition ng comprehensive sexuality education goes far beyond reproductive health. But you keep on pushing comprehensive sexuality education. Why? And please, please tell the truth. Kanina, we can look, check the record. Sinabi mo sa amin, ang basis mo is RH law. Narinig naman ng members yun eh. Oh, nung wala naman sa RH law yun.
basta we follow po, sir, yung what is legislated in the country. So we cannot
RH
naman
law nga
po...
sinasabi mo, that's reproductive health. And kasi the way you're angling it, parang pinapalabas mo na kayo lang ang gusto makapagsagot sa problema ng teenage pregnancies. Pero lahat tayo, we all want to tackle that issue. Very clear yun. Ang sinasabi na namin, tinatanong namin, paano na-address yan nung ginagawa ninyong CSE na wala pa namang batas yun. Wala pa namang batas eh. So why are you using that? And then, pag binasa natin yung international agreements, pag in definition niya, malawak masyado. It does not merely cover reproductive system. So bakit ikaw nag-volunteer magsalita? Ikaw nagpapunta dito ng tao na gusto mo magsalita?
Mr. Chair.
Wait, I still have the floor. I'm
Just-
asking a question.
Yes.
Yes. Please respond.
I volunteered po, sir, because of the data that we have po.
After that, ano ang difference ng sexuality and comprehensive sexuality education and sex education? Sabi mo, pareho lang yun. Tapos meron ka pang sinusundan na namin ng DepEd, meron ka pang anong basis mo? Sinabi ko, UNESCO ba? Sabi mo, hindi, RH law. You said that, RH law, di ba? And then later on, you retracted, hindi naman pala, wala naman sa RH law.
Mr. Chair, with due respect po, yun pong sex and sexuality education, they are different po. Yung,
That's exactly what we're saying. Iba yun.
Opo, kasi po yung sexuality education, it covers yung total
Correct.
well-being po.
Yes,
ng,
and
isang tao.
to address the challenge of teenage pregnancies, hindi ba sapat na yung sex education? As stated also by the President, in fact.
Dapat po kasi holistic po yung pagtingin para po ma-address yung issue.
ng teenage pregnancies?
Opo, kasi
Paano
po
po? Sige nga. Yes.
yung reproductive health po kasi it also covers yung sexuality education po. It's a component of that. Sa reproductive health po, which is a state of complete physical, mental, emotional well-being ng isang tao.
Sige. So the Commission on Population and Development takes that stand, contrary to the stand of many others. Correct.
We take the stand po which is included in our Philippine Population Development Plan of Action.
Yes, Honorable Roman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I would like to be enlightened. What is so intrinsically, and this is just a simple curiosity and a sincere desire to be enlightened, is there anything intrinsically wrong about the CSE or the nature of international conventions when applied to us, when historically in our legislative system, given the lack of laws to address every specific and possible situation in our country and the different issues that our country faces, normally we recur to international conventions, and these conventions are reviewed by the Senate before we enter to any agreement. And I would just like to comment that if our different agencies like the DepEd or the Population Committee develop policies, are they in any kind of violation by doing so? Are they ignoring a certain protocol that has to be followed? Namely, just to cite a few, and what comes into my mind, consultations, for example, was that not done? So going back to the first question, I would like to be enlightened. Is there something or anything intrinsically wrong with the comprehensive sexuality education that we seem to have this certain kind of abhorrence towards this concept, Mr. Chair?
Thank you, Honorable Roman. With all due respect, the problem that was being mentioned that was to be addressed by the Department of Education through a curriculum change in its K-12 was teenage pregnancies. We called them to a committee meeting about 2 weeks ago. We asked them what was the basis of these changes that they have done in the curriculum, but they are saying that it's not really changes, it's alignment for now. For now, alignment muna. And they told us that it was Section 14 of the Reproductive Health Law. That was what they were telling us. Then they submitted documents. In their documents submitted, not only did they mention the RH law, but now they are mentioning the UNESCO. So the question is, why are they implementing the CSE curriculum already when they know well, in fact, that it is being debated in Congress? So should they not have waited before they implemented this? Because as they said, what they were implementing was reproductive health. Under the Reproductive Health Law, Section 14, it is clearly stated that it applies to adolescents. Adolescents were defined, in fact, in the law itself, ages 10 to 19. When you talk about ages 10 to 19, that is about grade 5 upwards. But they admitted that they have already started doing it. Grade K, kindergarten already, Honorable Roman. And then they come up now with this story that there should be no problem because they are following Department Order number 31, 2018, which outlines what they are supposed to teach. If you read Department Order 31, 2018, it would appear that, very foundational naman talaga, very basic, teaching body parts. But then, comes now, if you take a look, actually, at their website, they have various issuances already. They say that hindi naman it is not their issuance, but since they have put it in their website, and it is not consistent, in fact, with even Department Order 31. Department Order 31 is supposed to be simply body parts, which Honorable Abante is asking, what does that have to do with reproductive health? Kung mata. Because that is what they told us, they're teaching about the eyes. But when you read this, clustering K to 3 core skills, my body, myself, K to 3 po to. Kasama na dyan yung body, including sexual body, gender, values, emotions, including love, family, friends, peers, intimacy, and reproduction. Body rights, discrimination, bullying. Sa K to 3 po, based on even our international assessment tests, ang problema pa nga natin is reading comprehension. And then here they go wanting already to teach sensitive subject matters, which in truth and in fact, I think is, and I think we can all agree, is just too early. Pero siguro yung body parts, they can continue with that, but that has nothing to do with CSE. That can be done under good manners, right conduct, that can be done in other subjects. Pero why are they calling it even sa K to 3 CSE? And that is why, Honorable Roman, it leads to that thought that probably someone or some personalities are trying to normalize the term CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education, even before any act is passed. Now, if you now go to the definitions of sex education, sexuality education is far more encompassing. Ang problema is that they passed it on as similar. You heard Popcom earlier, trying to, in fact, nasingit na nila sa isang national plan natin, which I think we should question. Because they were able to make it appear that it is also sex education, as simple as sex education. But it does not, it encompasses far more than that. Again, wala tayong problema, Honorable Roman. I think all of us here, including most of the resource persons here, we want to address the challenge of teenage pregnancies. That we are all together. Pero ang sinasabi natin, wag naman natin pasukan ng iba-ibang terms muna. We can all agree on the simple terms. Sabi nga ni Honorable Manuel, when he was grade 5, tinuturo na yung body parts. And sabi nga niya, nung time na yon, kahit na papano, nagkakatuksuhan. Pero magaling kasi yung teacher nila. So, kahit papano, natuto sila. Sabi ni Chairman Benny Abante kanina, hindi niya nung time niya, pero nung time ng ibang tao, wala pa namang CSE nun. But then, teenage pregnancy was not a problem. So why are we introducing new terms in order to be able to forward this term, which again, if we normalize this, as you said, it's an international, but then it must be we must tailor fit it to our customs, our laws, the way Filipinos are. Alam ko na sign yan, pero still, we have a background here that we have to follow. Kailangan yung costumbre natin. Yun naman sinasabi kanina, Honorable Escudero, ng lahat dito. It must be age appropriate. It must be based on our customs. So, ngayon ang problema, once you normalize those terms, which gusto ng Popcom na ma-normalize, ang magiging problema nun, kung wala na nagbabantay, they can start adopting the terms, the definitions used in international agreements, which I'm sure even you, Honorable Roman, would not agree to. You also want that custom fit, age appropriate. And we want that, wag naman itago sa atin. Wait, let me finish, Honorable Roman. In fact, talagang kini-question pa natin yung training. In the last committee meeting, we asked them, ilang training? 5 lang. Hindi nga natin alam kung lahat ng teachers. I've asked several teachers, hindi naman raw sila na-train. Hindi naman nila alam nga yung But then they allege may training. Hindi rin na-imbitahan lahat ng interested groups. But nagdala na rin sila dito ng array of people, groups para to substantiate. But then, in the last hearing, TDC was here and TDC said, hindi nga sila naimbitahan. Teachers Dignity Coalition. Wala silang notice nun. So, I think yung grupo nila, Chairman Abante, hindi rin naimbitahan. The point is, sabi na Section 14, kailangan age appropriate. Maliwanag 10 to 19. Pero inintroduce na nila at K. At sana, doon na lang tayo sa reproductive health. Wider range pa. Tapos K, inupisan sa K. Pangalawa, yung training na pipili. Ngayon, meron silang mga bagong training na ilalabas siguro na nagawa na raw. Pero apparently, we all know, sufficient na ba? Maselan yung subject matter. Consultations, as you said, medyo hindi tayo satisfied pa na sufficient consultations happened. Again, before I turn over to Honorable Roman for her word, just to be clear, lahat tayo dito, we want to address the problem of teenage pregnancies. We also know, as mentioned earlier, maraming issues na ngayon lang lumalabas, but we want that age appropriate. And yung response nga sa atin, when asked by Honorable Escudero, ano yung tinuturo nyo sa grade 4, 9 years old? Ang sinagot, pananamit. Pananamit ang sagot. Pero mamaya, binawi. Nagkamali lang raw na binasa. Again, dito tayo nagkakaproblema. Maselan yung subject matter. We cannot just say, sige, kayo nang bahala. Kailangan natin yung oversight, siguraduhin na tama yung kanilang implementation. Honorable Roman?
I cannot but fully agree with the objectives of this committee. And yes, this representation also shares our common desire to prevent teenage pregnancy. And yes, I would like to exhort the Department of Education and different agencies present here to be consistent in their answers and also to back up your decisions first before you reach these decisions with proper consultation. I know sometimes the over-eagerness can be a defect as well. So that said, I would also agree in this case with the different government agencies on the necessity of a holistic approach. Yes, biology is important and adhering to our present law, which is the RH law. Dito po tayo ang plan of action natin sa loob ng isang batas, no? But again, sana po sa susunod bago kayo come up with policies, you please consult, no? Chair, may I ask our resource persons, did you actually go through a series of consultations before having that order signed or that policy, which dates back to, if I'm not mistaken, 2018? So ang tagal na pa pala. Bakit ngayon lang natin napansin? Siguro dahil nga sa usapin tungkol dun sa Senate bill, no? Napapanahon. Mr. Chair, may I ask, nagdaan ba talaga sila sa konsultasyon? Nagkaroon ba ng problema? Bakit hindi tayo nagkaroon ng konsultasyon? At tila baga kami ay nagugulat ngayon, Mr. Chair.
Yes, we will ask them to respond, but I can already tell you, they will say naka-consultations. Again, all the reproductive health law, section 14 says all interested groups. Yes, DepEd?
Good morning, Representative Roman. Yes, we conducted consultation. In fact, Your Honor, we can submit the list of those who attended our consultations, Your Honor.